All right, etiquette time with etiquette expert Diane Gottsman here, talking today about 13, a lot to get to today, outdated etiquette rules, things that may not necessarily apply, maybe they did at one point in time.
Right. Maybe you learned these when you were younger, maybe they, so we're going to talk about it.
Okay, and again, some of these, if you're like me, you might have thought they were still in play, so this is good to know. Let's get right to it. This is number one. A man should always go through a revolving door first.
Huh.
I didn't know that was a,
yeah, so the premise is that the man would go in, get that heavy revolving door started for the woman, the weaker sex, you know, which is just, it was a chivalrous act, but whoever gets that revolving door first, just jump in. And by the way, only one person per compartment. Don't jump in together.
Even if you're a couple?
Even with your couple.
There's a flow to the revolving door. If you don't do it right,
so much space in that little compartment.
We don't get a lot of practice with those.
Exactly. But when you travel,
Chicago, my kids are going crazy. Like, kids going round and round and round. I'm like, stop doing that.
So that's good etiquette right there. You're keeping them in line.
You're going to find them.
All right, women are always introduced first.
So that's an outdated rule.
Okay.
In business, the most important person's name is spoken first. So that means whether it's a man or a woman, whoever is of higher rank, which, by the way, who is most important, your boss or your 23-year-old client? Whose name would you speak first?
Ooh, it's a trick question. The client.
Client.
Yes. Make them feel special.
Yes. Yes. So, ma'am and sir are honorifics which should always be used when addressing a client or an elder. So what that means is that's outdated. That's not a tip. That's an outdated tip. So you don't have to use ma'am and sir. How many times do people say yes sir or no ma'am and it feels dismissive? It feels, so use their name. Use their name instead. So instead of saying yes sir, I would say yes Dave, that's correct. Or, you know,
that does kind of flow out for me sometimes, the yes sir and ma'am, but that's still not.
So just try and use their name when you can. And it's not that you don't teach your children ma'am and sir, but when you are out of college and you are going to apply for a job, it's better to use their name rather than sir or ma'am. It comes across more professional.
We're going to park on this one for a minute because Diane and I were talking about this. Arriving 15 minutes late is appropriate and called fashionably late. Not true.
Not true. Not true.
30 minutes now?
Now again,
no, don't.
and Diane and I were distinguishing. Obviously, for professional appointments, I never thought fashionably late was a thing. It's for casual, for dinner parties, other parties. I thought it was okay to wait a few minutes and get there. But you're saying if it says 7, try to be there at 7.
Or shortly after, 5 minutes after. So
sure.
Doesn't it depend on the event? I mean, I understand if it's a sit-down dinner, but if it's just hanging out,
that's what I was going to say. If it's an if it's an open house, you can come and go. But even if it's hanging out and cocktails, when think about it, so you have this spread and you've got people coming in, and all of a sudden, Dave is 15 minutes late, 20 minutes late, 30 minutes late. You think did he have an accident? Did he forget? So you really should arrive. There should be a window. Don't arrive early because you're rushing around. Because we talked about that. You're rushing around lighting candles, getting your ice buckets ready. So try and be close to on time, but not 15 minutes. That's late.
Pay attention to the start time, whatever the event is. That's good advice. All right, splitting the bill on a date, never correct. We've talked about this one before.
We have, you know, again, it's a chivalrous thing. It used to be the man pays for the date. The rule is if you invite, you pay and you tip. But the reality is, if you want to split, let's say you go out with some, and it's not a date per se, but just friends. Just because they invited, you can split the bill. And certainly,
I have a question though with this. As your children grow up and they become teenagers and they get asked on dates, what do I tell them? Because I don't want my daughter to think that the guy's always got to pay. I mean, I don't want her.
So I
don't want to raise her like that.
Let him pay the first time. And as they become, let's say they start dating, you know, and they're now dating 3 months, 2 months, 1 month, 6 months. Surely they can just say, hey, you want to go and we're going to split it. Or I'm going to take you out this time. So it becomes a compromise. And it becomes a conversation.
Yeah, I would hope anyone you've dated for a while or a friend you're close to, you can talk to them frankly about anything. You figure that out.
Exactly. I'm going to pick this up this time. Or, okay, you got it last time. I'm getting it this time.
All right. You must not eat European style if you're not from Europe.
Oh, I know this. Like
this is like salad.
The arms on the table.
So it's wrists on the table. European style is when you use two utensils. Convey the food to your mouth this way. So what some people say is if you aren't from Europe, you can't eat European style. That's baloney. European style is just an efficient style of eating that I absolutely recommend. Everybody should know. Everyone should know.
Yeah.
You can eat American style as well, as long as you do it correctly. That's a whole other segment that we need to do again.
It is. It is.
It'll be quick.
Yes, yes.
Okay, if you receive poor service, you can skip the tip.
Absolutely not. No. You need to talk to the general manager, but you need to leave something, 10%.
All right.
Yeah.
We're coming up on this one. Put that white away after Labor Day. Is that out the window?
That's out the window.
Out the
you
window.
can wear white after Labor Day.
Yeah.
It started years ago because it was hot outside, and you would wear, white during the summer months. And it was also an elitist thing where, wealthy people wore white, and because this is many, many years ago. If you have a nice white outfit and it's after Labor Day, by all means, you can wear it.
And white jeans are very trendy all through.
All year long. That's right. Just wear it with a nice warm sweater.
Sweater.
I'm still kind of iffy about the white shoes, though. I'm just going to say, and it's not an etiquette thing. It's just, I think that those white shoes need to go away.
Go away. Put them away.
Unless they're really, okay.
Ladies should stay seated and men stand up for introductions.
Oh, my goodness. If we remember nothing else about this segment, men and women stand up for all introductions, always. And you can teach your children this as well. Little boys and little girls stand up. We used to learn that little girls stay seated and little boys stand up. That is outdated, and especially in business, men and women both stand up.
Just a nice move. Stand up and
Yes.
shake that hand. Wedding gifts should cost the same amount as the cost of the meal you're served at the wedding. I never know how you'd
Out
figure
the
that
window.
out. Like,
Yes, how do
before
you-
I go shopping, what are you planning to drop on me at this banquet here?
Exactly. Okay, so
Chicken
we just
strips,
know
huh? Okay.
that is not true. Not true.
Yeah, okay. Good. That's good to know. I think we have.
Oh, we just buzzed through these.
Wow, I thought there were more. Okay.
Here's one more.
Okay, one more. Keep them going.
Lipstick at the table. Is that outdated or not?
I never do it.
I don't know.
Don't do that.
Don't do it. It's not outdated. You need to put your lipstick on, brush your hair, do everything that you're primping away from the table.
Ladies' room.
Yes.
That's good advice. Good tips as always,
I'll remember
Diane.
that one.
We appreciate it.